Hey everyone, it's New York Dan here, and today I'm doing a few videos. I'm breaking them apart into individual subjects. Yeah, we'll talk about we'll do a Tim video, Sarasota, and a nomadic fanatic separate. This video right now, we're going to talk about Adam the Woo. Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away. I put a video out the other night. Was that just last night that happened? I think it might have been. Yeah, I think it was last night. But it seems like a while ago. Yeah, I just saw the news when I was filming my Sarasota commentary. I started to get commenters saying Adam the Woo has passed. Yeah. And we're going to talk about it today. We're going to go over some of the comments from that video. I'm going to tell you some new information, what I saw lately. And I was just watching some of Adam the Woo's, his last two videos that he posted while he was alive. And I got news for you. There's something really, a strange thing I'm going to show you on my screen right now. I'm going to try to do this on one take without messing with the camera too much. Yeah, over here, if you look, whoops, sorry. I have this on a tripod. If you look right here, this is a pause of Adam the Woo's video that he was doing. Just on when he got back from his flight, he was showing the Christmas decorations, all this stuff. For whatever reason, he brought up his Disney Plus right here, and he's got all this stuff came up. He was looking, I guess, maybe at the Die Hards. But look at the topic. It's one of them says how to die alone. This one right here. How I died. All kinds of stuff. Very strange, huh, guys? Now, I don't know if it's backward or not when you guys see it. It depends. I'm looking at the screen on the camera, but I'm going to press play for a second.
And that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.
That was the end of his video. Right at the end of his video is where that happened. Yeah. Put you back over here. Isn't that strange? That's the end of his video. I don't know why he put that on. He was showing, he said it's Disney Plus. He said, you look at what you can watch here on Disney Plus. That is very bizarre. At the end of the video, when he first got back, it was labeled like jet lag. And he showed Christmas decorations. How weird is that he would bring that up with all that stuff? So, apparently, I was watching a little bit today, and we had a lot of comments from the video I posted from last night. Yeah, we're wondering what happened. Apparently, Videobob, he actually did a live stream today, and he talked about Adam the Woo's passing. He did like a pretty long live stream. The guy with the red suspenders, you know Videobob. He went on to say, he said that Adam the Woo, he may have actually gotten out. He may have been one of the lucky ones because he passed away in his sleep. A peaceful death, so to speak. Yeah, you know what? What happened was he died. He was in a third floor bedroom. And apparently, according to Videobob, Adam was renting an apartment. That where those Christmas decorations are, you kind of see it's attached to a house. Another house is attached to it. I'm assuming that the smaller part of the building where he put the decorations and he put a Grinch on the porch, I'm assuming that was like his apartment. And he was way up in like the attic level, the third floor window. Apparently what happened, the GIV, German in Venice, you guys probably know his channel. He's a big YouTuber. He's a short German guy that moved to California. It was like a dream of his. And he does a great job. He like follows around celebrities or shows you different celebrity attractions, movie filming locations, etc. He lives in Venice Beach, California. Hence the name German in Venice. So he goes by GIV for short, and his real name is also Mike. He's friends with Videobob, and apparently the GIV had flown all the way to Florida specifically to visit with Adam the Woo. And they had stuff planned that they were going to do, and he was looking forward to seeing him. So he went to his house. He was supposed to meet up with him, and there was no answer at the door. He got worried, and he actually called police. I guess he tried calling Adam on the phone, and he couldn't get a hold of him. And the police came by, and they said they can't really go into his house. They're like, until they have like more evidence or more proof, they're like, we can't just break in his house. They did a wellness check. That's the first thing that happened. So anyway, this was in the morning. So the whole day went by, or the afternoon, and they still hadn't heard anything. So apparently the GIV got a ladder from one of the neighbors. They borrowed a ladder, and they were able to climb up to the third floor window, and they looked inside. I guess his apartment must have been up in the third floor. Why they would climb up there? They looked inside, and they saw Adam in his bed, and he wasn't moving. And I'm sure they tried tapping on the window and were shouting to wake him up, to see what was going on. If someone climbs a ladder up to a window, you can only imagine. So then they called the police again, and now the police said, okay, based on what you're saying, that he's in there and he's not responding, now we have probable cause to go in the house. I guess they could break the door down if they needed to. And sure enough, they found Adam lifeless in his bed, deceased. Yeah, it's a real tragedy. That's what happened. And the GIV, he was all shooken up about this. He's been a wreck. Videobob said he doesn't feel like talking right now. He's really upset about it. You can only imagine. He witnessed this in person. They took Adam's body to the coroner's office, and they're going to do an autopsy and find out what happened to him. It's really bad, guys. Some people have been speculating that he may have gotten a blood clot from sitting on the plane for such a long time. He had just done an international flight from Paris back to Florida just a couple days before he was found dead. Yeah, some people speculate that. Now, here's something interesting which you may not know. Videobob said that Adam is actually taller than Bob. If you don't know, Videobob is a very big guy. He towers over people. So apparently Adam is extremely tall. And when you do the planes, that's really tough because the seats are so cramped together. Yeah. People, now I don't know for sure. People speculated, they said that Adam mentioned a lot of times he flew like first class. And that would make sense. It's probably the reason why. If you're in economy, at least for me, I'm like 6 feet tall, 6 feet even, though I'm not a real tall guy. I'm not one of these guys like Video Bob. I have a feeling Video Bob's like 6'4", something big like that, 6'5", and I think Adam may have been that tall. So I can only imagine, because when I've been on planes, my knees are right against the seat in front of me, and I'm really uncomfortable. I'm really cramped in on the flight. I don't even like to fly. If you guys follow my channel, you know I do crazy stuff like driving from New York to Florida just because I don't like to fly. It would have been cheaper just to fly to Florida. You could get a real cheap ticket from Kennedy Airport direct to Fort Lauderdale. One of those cheap flights. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, and one of the bad things about flying is you're seated for a long period of time in the plane. And yeah, you might be able to get up to use the restroom on the plane, but it's not like a scenario where you're going to be able to walk around freely, you know, stretch your legs, sit back down again. They kind of frown upon it, and it's kind of like sketchy because the plane could be having some turbulence. Things are rumbling around a bit. You kind of feel like I better stay in my seat. Yeah, well, if you have a circulation problem, that can cause trouble to be seated without moving like that in a plane for that many hours. And the air quality is not good on those planes to top it off. They only pressurize the cabin to make it seem like you're at like a 6,000 foot high altitude, 6,000 or 7,000 feet. Yeah. So there's less air pressure in the cabin. That's going to make it harder on your circulatory system. Yup. Now, once Bob got back, once Adam got back to the States, he immediately made videos. He made 2 videos. The first one was the one I just showed you guys the end of, where he played that Disney Plus. Yeah, he was walking around Celebration, Florida, where he lived. And he has a golf cart, and he was driving that a little. And he was saying it was good to be back. He likes to get coffees. He went to a coffee shop. He seemed fine. He seemed perfectly fine. I mean, he was walking around and he was okay. That's the strange part. And he didn't pass away that night either. No, he was fine. He went on to do another video right before Christmas where he interviewed a real-life Grinch. A guy, I assume a friend of his, dressed up in a Grinch costume. It was seriously realistic. Right down, he must have had contact lenses to make those green, super light green eyes the Grinch has. Yeah. It was pretty amazing costume. Pretty Hollywood realistic Grinch in his last video that he ever put out. He went around with his friend and they toured. They showed Christmas stuff. They looked at decorations. Yeah. And he put a real Grinch, or a mannequin Grinch, on his porch. That was it. That was his last vid. And the crazy part is, he mentioned in that vid that he said he was going to be around. It was either that one or the previous one. He said he was going to be around Florida, his little area there, until New Year's. Then I guess he had plans to go somewhere else. And people had speculated that he had his own house, but I think based on Video Bob, I think that was just his apartment. And that would make sense because Adam's not home. He's always traveling around, you know. He's not really home much. Why would he have a house? All you'd have to do is a lot of upkeep on that. And you're doing YouTube, you're doing videos. Yeah. It's really bad, guys. He passed away during his sleep. We'll see what they find. But I can only speculate. I can only speculate on what would cause this. I'm just saying, theoretically, in my view, if you are going to have, some people have said heart attack, if you are going to have a problem like that, I think it would be during more strenuous activity. If you were walking around while you're sleeping, there's a couple of things that could possibly cause that. If you have sleep apnea, where you have trouble breathing while you're asleep, you like starve for air, that could possibly cause a cardiac event. Yeah, another problem could be AFib. If your heart goes into arterial fibrillation, where it's like spazzing, it beats fast, that could cause it, especially the two combined. You have AFib and that. And actually, on my last cruise that I filmed on Carnival Venezia, I was talking to a guy, George, and he had some serious heart problems with AFib, and he told me different things. We were talking at the bar, and he said he lives on Long Island, believe it or not. That's how we started talking. I'm on Long Island too. And he's like retired on disability and was able to do these cruises because he has all these heart problems, or big problem with AFib. He had a heart attack, he said, when he was only 38 years old. But he told me something interesting. He said, anyone whose neck size is over 17, his doctor said, is going to have sleep apnea. Yeah, the doctor told him that. So if your neck is over size 17, you automatically are going to have sleep apnea. So that could have contributed to it. Yeah. The only other thing which Videobob speculated on during his live stream, and he says he hopes this is not the case. He said he hopes it wasn't intentional. That's pretty scary. Yeah. He said he told the tale that he has his dad, unfortunately, Videobob mentioned, he said he was in good spirits and nobody knew it, and then boom, he was gone. We hope that's not the case. We hope not. But if there's any drugs involved, opioids, that's the kiss of death right there. Because what happens is it slows down your organs. Your body starts to shut down at a certain point. And that happens like if you sleep, you won't wake up. Yeah, not good. Now, I'm not saying that that's what it was. I'm just explaining what can happen or what can cause things to happen. And this is what Videobob had mentioned about he said he hopes it wasn't intentional. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's very scary. I did notice in Adam's videos that the guy has a lot of tattoos for sure. They're up here, they're on the arm, all over. Is that a warning sign? I don't know. I was just saying the same thing about that girl that passed away on Carnival, on the cruise. I noticed that in her pictures. I was saying the same thing. Is that a warning sign? I just don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, 51 years old, R.I.P. Adam the Woo. I'm going to go over the comments that we have here. We're going to go through them. I can't believe it. And Videobob's very upset too. You see, Videobob, Adam the Woo, and myself, we're all around the same age. I'm actually older than both of them. So we're all kind of like, this hits close to home. we're like, what happened here? How does this happen? We're like, we could be next. We just don't know. Some people speculated also that Adam the Woo ate like a lot of comfort food, like fried food and things that wouldn't be that good for you. Video Bob said that he never cooked, or he always ate out, Adam the Woo. And he said the only thing in his kitchen was a coffee maker, and he said he didn't even make his own coffee. Huh. He would go out to get premium coffee. I'll read you guys some of the comments from the last video here. Cobra John, 1944, says, Adam the Woo has been well known on YouTube in many communities. Just an all-around well-balanced channel without drama or trying to grift like so many YouTubers nowadays. R.I.P. Adam. Johnny Do It Yourself said, and he has a big channel too. I think I subscribed to Johnny. I took a look. He said, such a bummer. Adam was a pioneer and a staple on YouTube. Will miss seeing him on my feed almost daily for years. Yeah. Adam the Woo worked really hard. He was putting a video out like every day. Jay Berry 603 says, wow, I really liked Adam. Terrible news, R.I.P. GTA 6 Love Hype. Adam the Woo, he died doing what he loved to do. He will be forever missed. Out of Here 496 loved his travel videos, how he interacted with the locals everywhere he went. He was a humble and grateful person. Heaven Can't Wait 1218. Pray for Adam's family and friends. R.I.P. Mr. Disney. Skeptical Maiden. I'm heartbroken. His poor family. Diane G208. Thank you for posting this. Take care. R.I.P. Adam. Catherine Thomas 9915. Thank you for confirming. May he R.I.P. Dennis D. Rest in peace, Adam. Ken, if I'm pronouncing this right, Krummenacker posted, I just drove through Celebration on Sunday, hoping to catch a glimpse of Adam or his Xmas decorations. Such a tragic loss for his family and friends, as well as all of us. Dennis D. posted, no disrespect, but it was probably the greasy park food and traveling food throughout the years. Yeah, that's a bit of a worry. That's a bit of a concern. And you know, the whole thing is, if you're on the road, you're on the run, like doing all this stuff, jetting around. The fact is, a lot of the food available, you kind of have to eat what they give you. You know, what's available to eat, that's what you eat. It's very hard to do a real healthy diet when you're doing that kind of hardcore traveling all the time. Yeah, they got to get to the bottom of what the cause of death was. It's very bizarre because, I mean, you would think he would be saying, like when he got back from that flight from Paris, you would think he'd be saying stuff in his video like, oh, I'm just not feeling good today. I'm not gonna walk around much. Or you would think he'd be complaining about something if he had a problem from the flight, like a blood clot or something. He seemed fine. He seemed as lively as ever in the video he posted the day he got back from the flight. Lone Wolf Survival 3453 says, I just watched his last video giving the Grinch a tour through Celebration, Florida. Very surreal watching that, knowing that Adam was to come just hours ahead. R.I.P. Adam the Woo. I think he means succumb to death just hours later. Yeah, very scary. And that's the video that I just was watching today. Yep. I'd replied that I can't believe he had just filmed that video and he was looking forward to Christmas and he didn't even make it to Christmas Day. Very scary. Let's see where if I pick up where I left off here. Okay, I think I'm up to here. CTX 700 girl commented, Adam was living many people's dreams of traveling, and he achieved so much in his 51 years. But with all that running around, along with poor food choices, maybe that long flight to and back to Europe may have caused a blood clot. Yup. People are going to miss seeing him, including myself. R.I.P. David Adam Williams. That's his official full name. Sad day. Sad day. Hannah Patricia Davis commented, Adam the Woo, you were a nice person. Thank you for sharing your videos from around the world. You will be in my heart. You were too young to RIP. From your biggest fan, thank you. Working Girl Homestead commented, I loved watching his videos. James Q2H9J commented, I found Adam's channel when he did the Forrest Gump filming locations. R.I.P. That's pretty cool. He went around and showed you where stuff was filmed. I'll have to look at that one. That's kind of like what the GIV, German in Venice, does. Yeah, a lot of films are made in his area where he lives in Venice Beach. Let's see if there's some notable comments here. Glenn Kennedy commented, this is horrible news. Why Adam? He was such an upbeat guy, always looking for fun adventures. I'm not dealing with the news well at all. Yup. Robin World commented, New York Dan, I thought you were in your early to mid 40s. Thank you for the compliment. No, I don't like to go around saying how old I am, because I'm too old. Yeah, it's scary when once you get Sarasota Tim says you got less runway in front of you than you do behind you. It's very scary. P. Pablo commented, I'm 51. I too was born in 74. This is sad. Yep. I think I commented back to him. I'm like, I'm right behind you. I was born the previous year. Ouch. Hannah Patricia asked, how did Adam the Woo die? That's what we all want to know. We all want to know exactly what happened. You know what the thing is? The whole thing is, if like Adam was, if he was like in bad shape, or he had like an illness, or he wasn't looking good, then we would be like, well, that we could see how that would happen. But being that he seemed pretty spry, he seemed like he was doing great, that's what makes it such a shocker. Yeah. So, right before Christmas, the Grinch, he had a real life Grinch. As realistic as in his last video, the Grinch came right before Christmas. It's terrible. Yup. Well, hey, I hope everyone's getting through it. The holiday season, that's a tough time of year. People think it's all fun and games, but in reality, it's a very stressful time. And there's a lot of expectations and a lot of pressures during the holidays. One of the things I've been seeing on my channel, there's a lot of traffic. You got to be real careful driving. I've heard of people, friends, having like accidents right before the holidays. Everyone's under a lot of pressure. We got to get through this, guys. We got to make it to New Year's here. Yup. I hope this video helps. You know, we talk about it a little bit. And, you know, I'll be putting a video out. I'll try to keep a video out every day at least. And hopefully we'll get some answers. Probably after New Year's it will probably take. Yeah. All right, guys. This is your friend, New York Dan. And I hope everyone makes it through the holidays. And yeah, I wish you a good Christmas. Whatever's coming up, Hanukkah's coming up, or it's this week. Yup. I hope everyone has a good, what are we up to now? Tomorrow, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve day is coming right up. I'll show you guys some decorations I'm going to be at Leslie's. All right, guys, this is your friend, New York Dan, over and out.